Hi, my name is Sarah Leva, and this is my key assignment for CCHE 580, the community college, and let's just hop into it. So, Module 1, getting acquainted with community colleges, starting off with the history and demographics, a brief history about community colleges. They began their debut in the late 19th and early 20th century, essentially known as the People's Colleges. They were created to target a larger segment of in order to target the working class population within the U.S. And community colleges have many different kinds of students. As you can see, we have full-time, part-time, men, women, Hispanic, Black, white, Asian, Native American, first generation, military affiliated students. The list goes on and on. The governance of community colleges, specifically within the state of Arizona, as you can see, there are three systems that govern the education system: K-8, community colleges, and universities. Community colleges are governed by local governing boards, which is a board of elected members from various districts. They ultimately are accountable for determining major tasks within the institutions, such as tuition, fees, and selecting the leaders of the institutions. Moving on to Module 2, what community colleges are all about. So, within community colleges, there are aspects that are created in order to demonstrate the college's values. These are mission, vision, and philosophy. This is an example from Pima Community College here in Tucson, Arizona. As you can see, most of the time the governing board is in charge of creating these in order to reiterate what they want the institution and what they want for their students. Other aspects within the community college consist of both legislative at both state and federal levels, meaning like the state often with articulation with funding, transfer credit to four-year institutions, along with other requirements for support and work hours. And yes, so other aspects from the federal side are often financial aid, which come from like Pell Grants and support for training programs. This ties into those objectives with cultural external objectives for community colleges. Within community colleges, there's often leaderships such as the president. I know here at Pima we have what's known as a chancellor, and just different variations within the leadership to make sure that different sections are represented, such as, the office of the president, which consists of other staff or faculty members under academic, student affairs, and yes, the list goes on and on in order to maintain that balance of within the community college. Moving on to Module 3, working in community college. So within this module, we touch base on two topics: the national perspective of employment issues and ethics in higher ed, and specifically Arizona Community College teaching qualifications. So nationally, it is recruitment for community colleges and retainment is very hard, just because there are many budget constraints that ultimately contribute to faculty who often retire. This leads to faculty having to become part-time, so you see that constraint between leaders retiring and then having to fill those positions but not having the allocated funding. Specifically in Arizona, teaching qualifications at community colleges often require a master's degree. There often aren't prerequisites to exclude certification. Oftentimes in job postings, soft skills specifically for coursework are often needed in order to be an ideal candidate for those positions. And then within community colleges, there's not many tenured staff. That's why we're seeing contingent staff, those positions that are not full-time or tenured within. Module 5, funding the community college. Module 4, excuse me. So when it comes to funding the community college, there are different aspects specifically in the state of Arizona. A big majority of the funding comes from property tax, state aid, fees and tuition, the fund balance, and other granting contracts that might be established with the institution. Okay, and Module 5, teaching and learning in the community college. So within the community college, we different terminology specifically is associate degrees. We have those 2-year programs that most students want to transfer over to 4-year institutions. And then other students who go for certification and vocational training. So we have certificate programs and, of course, competency and credit hours that indicate the value of academic credit. Accreditation for community colleges, this is very important, specifically because obtaining that accreditation through the Higher Learning Commission basically allows these institutions to offer a certain level of instruction. So transfer degrees to 4-year universities, and it's what they want and what is demanded of the academic community, which meaning the students and community, of course, to be able to transfer over to those 4-year institutions. So for the articulation and curriculum, this all needs to be based on what they want, which comes from the accreditation. So they have to have those courses and general educations built up for those transfer degrees, as well as other aspects in order to ensure that that curriculum is able to transfer, and of course for those certificate programs as well. So articulation, partnerships, and alternative deliveries. Colleges and universities often go through a process in a collaboration that offers to formally set up that transfer path. So that transfer path for students to go from community college with an associate and be able to pursue that 4-year university. Partnerships between both universities and businesses within community colleges is very important, as this allows the student to continue their education, but it also allows both campuses to meet a graduation requirement and gain new students, which is a win-win. And then for businesses, students are going to gain those soft skills, especially those students in the vocational and technical programs. They're going to gain those skills and be ready to go into the workforce and partner with those businesses. And Module 5, planning for the community college. So there are crucial issues and challenges that community colleges face. Of course, unlike 4-year institutions, these are complex sites that have minimal student to teacher ratio, so there's not as much one-on-one instruction as they would hope. There is no housing compared to 4-year institutions, so that can cause issues with students who live far away, and because they're smaller institutions, they do get lower funding and lower enrollment numbers compared to those 4-year institutions. But despite all that, community colleges have a bright future. They are such important institutions within higher education, because they provide that affordability that most students want to look for, and most students who aren't able to afford those four-year institutions or any other thing are able to have. Educational technology is going to be the forefront as we're seeing it now compared to 10 years ago. Technology is heavily used in order to have students gain that knowledge and transfer it over to whatever they decide to pursue in these institutions, and allowing credit hours to transfer over to community colleges or other certificate programs. And of course, those technical and vocational skills are allowing those students in those programs to be ready for the workforce and have businesses and other employment areas be ready and contribute to economic growth. And these are my citations that I used. So yes, thank you. And thank you, Dr. Levy. I really enjoyed your class. It was a pleasure. Yes, thank you.